If you've spent any time on the American Interstate, you've seen it. An 18-wheeler thundering down the highway, carrying 40 tons of cargo, but with one glaring problem. A row of tires isn't even touching the pavement. They're just hovering, spinning aimlessly in the wind like a mechanical glitch or a mistake in the laws of physics. At first glance, it looks like a total suspension failure, like the driver forgot to finish building the truck before hitting the road. But those ghost wheels are anything but a mistake. In fact, they are a multi-billion-dollar piece of shape-shifting engineering. They are the secret weapon that keeps our highways from crumbling, saves trucking companies a fortune in fuel, and prevents these massive machines from literally tearing themselves apart during a turn. Today, we're looking at the hidden logic of the lift axle. Why does the world's most powerful machinery spend half its time avoiding the road? Let's dive in. To understand the hovering wheel, we first have to understand the road's breaking point. See, asphalt looks tough, but to a 40-ton truck, it's surprisingly fragile. The real enemy of the highway isn't actually the total weight of the truck. It's how that weight is concentrated. Think of it like walking across deep, fresh snow. If you try to cross in a pair of sharp high heels, you're going to sink to your knees instantly. Why? Because all your body weight is focused into two tiny, needle-like points. But if you strap on a pair of wide snowshoes, you glide right over the top. The weight hasn't changed, but the footprint has. This is exactly what the lift axle does. When a truck is carrying a massive load, like 20 tons of gravel, the driver flips a switch in the cab. Massive internal airbags inflate, forcing those hovering wheels down until they slam into the pavement. Suddenly, the truck is wearing snowshoes. By spreading that weight across more axles, the pressure on the road drops. It's the difference between a hot knife slicing through the highway and a heavy hand gently pressing down. This is the only way these trucks can legally cross American bridges without triggering a structural nightmare. So if more wheels mean a safer road, why ever lift them up at all? The answer, as it usually is in business, comes down to the bottom line: money. In physics, every square inch of rubber touching the road creates something called rolling resistance. It's essentially a friction tax. The more tires you have on the ground, the harder the engine has to work to push the truck forward. For a massive diesel engine, more friction means more fuel literally evaporating out of the exhaust pipe. Imagine trying to push a shopping cart through a grocery store, but half the wheels are locked and dragging. You'd be exhausted in minutes. For a truck, leaving those extra wheels down when the trailer is empty is like driving with the emergency brake on. It's a massive waste of energy. By lifting those axles when they aren't needed, companies can boost fuel efficiency by up to 15%. But it's not just fuel. A single heavy-duty truck tire can cost over $500. When they're hovering in the air, they aren't wearing down. They aren't hitting potholes. They're being saved for when they're actually needed. And then there's the toll trick. In many parts of the US, tolls are calculated by how many axles are touching the ground. By lifting a wheel, a driver can legally reclassify their truck as a smaller vehicle, saving hundreds of dollars a week in fees. It's a legal cheat code for the highway. There is one final reason for the ghost wheel, and it's arguably the most important for the driver's sanity: maneuverability. High-capacity trucks are incredibly long, and in the world of physics, length is the enemy of the turn. Take a long pencil eraser and press it firmly against a table. Now, try to rotate it. You'll feel it resist. The ends will drag and leave black marks on the surface. In the trucking world, we call this tire scrubbing. When a truck with 4 or 5 fixed axles tries to take a tight corner, the rear tires don't actually roll. They get dragged sideways across the concrete. You can actually hear them screaming. This doesn't just shred the expensive rubber, it puts thousands of pounds of torque on the truck's frame, threatening to snap the suspension. By lifting that center axle, the driver effectively shortens the truck's wheelbase in an instant. The machine becomes nimble, pivoting around tight city corners or cramped construction sites without tearing up the pavement or destroying its own tires. It's the difference between a bus trying to U-turn and a ballet dancer spinning on one foot. So, the next time you see those spinning tires suspended in the air, you aren't looking at a mechanical failure. You're looking at a masterclass in balance. It's a machine that adapts in real time to the laws of physics, the cost of doing business, and the fragility of our infrastructure. It proves that in the world of engineering, sometimes the most important part of the machine is the one that isn't even working. What other strange things have you seen on the road that turned out to be genius engineering? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching Insider Insight. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit that subscribe button and join us as we uncover the extraordinary stories hidden in the simple things all around us.